Everybody knows that Mardi Gras means Fat Tuesday and comes from the French. But few Americans know that French carnivals don't begin and end on Bourbon Street. The French Caribbean island of Martinique makes its own contributions to the art, fun, and just plain pleasure of carnival. Seeing is believing, someone once said. So Canape becomes a believer by seeing what carnival in Martinique is like.
It's a madness, you know, and you have to love it.
It's very hot.
People coming together.
C'est le jour de la joie, on peut dire ça comme ça.
It's all about celebrating.
Energy, the passion in the people.
Vous venez en carnaval, déchirer, des trucs.
Just masses of people.
A sexy underwear.
C'est pour vous faire ressortir mon côté féminin.
Welcome to Martinique.
Et les 4h du matin, 4h30 du matin exactement, et là, tout à l'heure, nous aurons le défilé qui va apparaître. C'est un vidéo qui ouvre les festivités du carnaval, et les gens carrément sortent du lit, donc ça c'est vraiment vers 4h, 4h30 du matin, donc ils sortent du lit, et ils se regroupent autour d'un orchestre de rue, et ils défilent dans les rues de Fort-de-France. Ça permet un petit peu d'ouvrir les manifestations carnavalesques de la capitale. Parce qu'en fait, l'idée, c'est qu'on se vide, en fait. On se lâche, on s'exprime, on est dans l'ambiance. Le carnaval, c'est vraiment un moment où toutes les préoccupations de la vie quotidienne, bon, ça passe à côté, et là, on est dans l'ambiance. Tout le monde peut participer, petit, grand, quelle que soit la société, tout le monde participe. C'est vraiment un moment de communion qui va ouvrir le carnaval de Port-de-France.
Le vider en pyjama, c'est une tradition martiniquaise. C'est lié à ce que l'on appelle le jouvet. Jouvet, c'est un mot créole pour dire le jour s'ouvre. Et nous avons une chanson, Madiana, qui dit justement lâchons-nous, vivons ces derniers instants parce que le jour va s'ouvrir.
Pourquoi on court? Parce qu'on est entraîné par la musique. On ne peut pas faire de la musique en marchant, ou bien on danse ou on court. Mais la musique, c'est ça, c'est le rythme. Maintenant, j'en peux plus courir. Hein.
C'est un carnaval original. D'abord, c'est un carnaval qui est né de la volonté des esclaves de participer à la fête. La fête est un acte de civilisation et l'esclave l'a tout de suite compris. C'est surtout une manière d'échapper à son travail extrêmement dur et de sortir en clair des jours ordinaires.
In 1814, you have a law in France telling that no more ship are allowed to bring slaves from Africa to Caribbean. And in 1830, you still have ships doing the same thing, even if it was not allowed. And one of the ships arrived on the place and it sank because the sea and the undertows were too strong. So about 100 people have been killed. Few of them escaped and they were saved by the inhabitants around the place. That's why in 1998, for the 150 year of abolition of slavery, we asked to a sculptor, to an artist, Laurent Valère, to do something, to remind about that. So he had done the 15th statue behind me. The statue, if you have a look on the statue, they represent a triangle. And the first statue in front pointing the New Guinea in Africa, so the cap 101. And this means do not forget about the 100 people who have been killed in 1830 when the boat sank, but even it's in memory of all the slaves we had coming from Africa and all the slaves dead in Martinique and all around the Caribbean island. So white color for the funeral color in Africa and white color for the soul of the people.
But Carnival is all over Martinique.
Le carnaval martiniquais se vit et c'est ça que je crois qui fait son originalité. Avec une liberté laissée aux carnavaliers de telle sorte qu'ils choisissent les thèmes, n'est-ce pas, qu'ils vont traiter en se déguisant eux-mêmes.
C'est un temps de licence, c'est-à-dire de liberté absolue. Et on peut s'attaquer, entre guillemets, à tout, y compris au président de la République. Lui dire ce qui ne va pas, le ridiculiser.
Donc c'est un carnaval syncrétique où s'exprime au fond une volonté à la fois de critique sociale, de dérision et en même temps l'extrême impératif de la joie et de la jouissance.
The time that all Martiniquans are together, no matter their class of living. And Carnival is this kind of joining for 5 days officially.
So it starts on the Saturday, we call it Samedi Gras, and then you have Sunday Gras, Lundi Gras, and the last day would be actually Wednesday, which is Mercredi Décembre.
Fat Tuesday, I think, is the hottest and greatest day of our carnival, since that's where you really find all Martinique in the street. So it's not a day that everybody is sitting there, you know, looking at a show. It's really the day that everybody participates in carnival in their way.
It's crazy. People are in the street, they're having fun, there's no rules, and here everybody has to wear red. It's a tradition. It's the day of the Diable Rouge, the Red Devils. Red Devils initially are, big guys with a big hat with horns on it and mirrors all over them.
Donc le diable est un personnage éminemment subversif qui fait d'ailleurs peur aux enfants.
The point is, you're just getting crazy. You get it?
Le carnaval, c'est le moment où la licence est permise. Donc autrement dit, on va en profiter d'abord pour donner libre cours à, j'ai envie de dire, au corps découvert, au corps nu, presque nu. Et donc les gens, y compris les jeunes filles, sont très déshabillés. Le corps s'expose pendant le carnaval. Le corps est théâtralisé. Et donc, dans cette théâtralisation, il y a précisément le corps de l'homme qui se transforme en corps de femme. C'est une manière pour l'homme, si vous voulez, de tourner un peu en dérision les femmes, leur manière de s'habiller, la manière de se maquiller. Et cette sexualité va s'exprimer évidemment d'une part dans des parodies. Des hommes ou des femmes vont faire semblant de s'embrasser et autre chose, mais également à travers aussi le libre cours donné, j'ai envie de dire, à la volupté, à travers des décolletés extravagants, le string qui est porté par des hommes, tout cela en quelque sorte pour remettre en question quelques impératifs moraux bien établis que l'on n'a pas le droit finalement de transgresser pendant les jours ordinaires, mais on profite du carnaval pour précisément transgresser ces impératifs moraux.
Wednesday when Martinique is bringing a mixture of religion and carnival. So Wednesday gonna be Ash Wednesday. At the end of the day, we're gonna incinerate our King of Carnival. And by saying so, you can understand me that I'm feeling, pain because, we're losing a king on Ash Wednesday. Then we finish with a very, very important week of holidays in our week of jump up in Martinique, and we have to wait until 1 year, before coming back to that situation.
C'est le jour indiscutablement le plus chaud du carnaval parce que c'est le jour où l'on sent se terminer le carnaval. Et donc on va donner les derniers élans, les plus dynamiques possibles au carnaval, de telle sorte qu'on puisse vraiment dire, une fois que tout cela s'est terminé, nous avons vécu pendant ce carnaval-là.
It's a symbolization of the carnival. It's supposed to be a big Muppet, with a theme. Every year we have a special theme. This year theme, there's none actually. It's a big bubble guy written on it, vote for me. So there's a relationship with politics always, but this time there's no precise character with Baval.
Baval is our King of Carnival that we're going to incinerate at 6 o'clock in the evening. And this return in ash will remind us that we came from the ash, which is our origin in our religion. And then we're going to start the Lent time for 40 days when everybody's going to rest, either the stomach, either the body and everything, after jump up, after drinking, after, participating.
I see it as, the last moment for you to get crazy and to wild before, you get somebody wiser after,
Le carnaval va tomber dans le carême. Le carême religieux.
Et ça se termine toujours comme ça d'ailleurs. Vaval est mort, vive Vaval. En attendant justement le prochain carnaval.
Papillon volé, c'est volé nous qu'a volé.
Papillon volé, ouais, c'est volé nous qu'a volé.
A unified commitment to the celebration of Carnival.
This is a really exciting time.
We're celebrating life, celebrating harvest, celebrating freedom.
In the 1950s, the world was charmed by the children's film, The Red Balloon. What happens 50 years later when Taiwanese filmmaker Ho Xiaoshen takes his crack at Paris with a balloon? Here's what Village Voice critic Jim Hoberman has to say. In its unexpected rhythms and visual surprises, its structural innovations and experimental perfs, its creative misunderstandings and its outré syntheses, this is a movie of genius. Canape sneaks a peek at the flight of the red balloon.
Suzanne, tout va bien?
Ça va.
Dis donc, on t'attend toujours pour dîner, hein. Ça va être prêt dans quelques minutes.
Viens, ballon. Tu m'as entendu, là. Viens chez moi, oui.
Ça me rappelle l'enfance, tu sais, quand mes parents étaient ensemble et moi qui me glissais dans le lit de mes parents en essayant de tenir leurs mains. Puisque mon destin me désespère.
Ah, mais t'es venu au kiosque!
J'en ai assez!
Le sort s'acharne comme c'est étrange. Coucou.
Moi j'en ai marre, je suis toute seule, j'ai besoin de soutien et il n'y a personne à côté de moi. Qu'est-ce qu'il fait le petit garçon?
Elle va chercher quelque chose.
Un ballon rouge, oui. Qu'est-ce qu'on voit au fond?
Peut-être c'est des fantômes.
C'est les grands, ils sont un peu compliqués.
The Age of Revolution gave us the transatlantic friendship between the Marquis de Lafayette and Thomas Jefferson. The Age of File Sharing gives us the friendship between American rock and roll and the French band Nemo. Is their music jazz rock, progressive rock, or something else? On a recent trip to the USA, they gave audiences a chance to judge for themselves. One thing is sure, they rock. Canape listens to the music and the music makers.
My name is Bruno. I'm the leader of a band, this awful band called Nemo.
I'm the boss and I'm playing the bass with a keyboard.
Don't ask me where I've been. I'm Camille. Hi, I'm the boss and the leader of the band. I play guitar.
My head down, my helmet on, and it's a gas. I fight the goddamn hourglass.
I'm Alexis, I play drums, and I'm just here for the money.
I fight the goddamn hourglass.
It's cool to play with a gay singer.
I'm Camille, I play the guitar.
I'm Matthew, I'm playing the bass. And Alexis, playing the drums.
A little bit of Blondie, a little bit of David Bowie, but like you have to take David Bowie from like 78 to 1982, it's very precise. Like the album Scary Monsters, Low, those albums were like the best ones that we think were the best ones in terms of production.
We started 3 of us with a drum machine, guitar, and Matthew playing the keyboards.
Yeah. Because the bass is with some synthesizer. That's what's kind of special about the band.
And later, 2 years later, we met Alexis, and we had such fun that we thought it would be a good idea to add the drums, real drums to the band.
I've been told, I've been pulled with you on no one ever given quite enough kids on third. They have heard Sue's been rubbed by a transstato. I think it's time that you should know. I'll never say I love you so, 'cause I'm a mess. Johnny Five is my brand new band. The performance has to be unique every time you play, so and you definitely have to make people react. I'd rather be booed than have people like listen to our songs like quietly, peacefully. That's what rock and roll is about. Being spontaneous, energetic, sweaty. You come to me in the middle of the night, yeah. I know you're looking for something to turn you on.
Bruno writes the lyrics, we do the music, and all those influences are stretched out together to give this mix. If you want to do rock and roll, sing in English.
Never make love before a concert. You have to keep that for the audience. And as you're not totally satisfied after the gig because you didn't have real sex, then you can have it afterwards. But if you have sex before the gig, that's very bad because like you're gonna have nothing to give away. 25 is about all that, is like mixing all the little stories that we were told while we were in New York City and our own, at the same time, our own experience of being in New York City. Heart and soul, I gave it all to the girl, the junkie by the river. Kids collected, cheat, neglect, it was her bras, our cute as that, I think it's time that you should know. I'm out of love and now it shows.
Selling millions of copies around the world, Harlan Coben's thrillers have booked long stays on the New York Times bestseller lists. But it took a young French actor-director to bring one of his titles to the big screen. Winner of 4 César Awards in France, including Best Actor and Best Director, Tell No One starts with the premise of an innocent man caught in a web. Canape talks to author Harlan Coben and director Guillaume Canet about what happens next.
We heard that the movie was going to be made, finally, in the States by Michael Apted, so we just had to forget it. And I was really disappointed and sad, but a couple of months later I was in LA for a French film festival, and I was sitting in the table at lunch, and in front of me was Michael Apted. So I told him by pure coincidence, and I told him, you know what, you're gonna do a film about a book that I love, and he told me, you know what, I know since yesterday that I won't do it, so do it. And he said that, you know, like quite as a joke, you know. And I jumped on the occasion and I pretended to go to the bathroom, and I called my producer and said, the rights are available. And so we jumped on it, and we spent like 4 months to go into the negotiations and everything with Harlan Coben, the writer, the bestseller writer.
And it had already been optioned by Hollywood. And this crazy French guy starts calling me on the phone, who I don't know, Guillaume Canet, and he was making these wonderful sales pitches. And I really loved his passion, I loved his ideas for the story. He got that Tell No One was a love story first and a thriller second. He got that, which a lot of Hollywood didn't. I really didn't love the Hollywood scripts. And finally, when it came up for option one more time, and he called me, and I said, I went with my gut. Every once in a while, I go with your gut, and I just said, all right, Guillaume, I love this first movie, Moni Dahl. I saw a lot of potential there. And I said, okay, if you guys can match the option money, I'll give you a try. And I never regretted it. People thought I was insane or crazy, but the movie really turned out better than I could have hoped.
Precious love me more to me than any love could ever be.
He had immersed himself in the book. He just totally got it. He actually was describing to me scenes. The end of this movie, which I'm not going to give away, is a really emotional, I mean, most of the people in the audience have tears in their eyes when they see it. He described that to me on the phone, like early on. This is how I want to end it. This is what I want to do.
Francois had the script at 2 o'clock in the afternoon, and at 5 he called me back, and he had read the script, and he said, "Can we have a drink?" And I said, "Yes." So I went to a coffee next to his place, and he was there all sweating, and he was like, "Okay, so if you offer me the part, if you decide to offer me the part, I'll put myself into," and I was like, "No, but you have the part. I mean, if you want to do it, you have it." And that was really touchful, because he couldn't believe he was going to play that part, you know. So I knew it was going to be extraordinary, our relationship. He won the Best Actor at the French Oscar, you know.
I was really caught up in it, and the lights came on, and I actually have it on film. There was tears on my face, which I was a little embarrassed about. And Guillaume turns around and he says to me, well, I was so emotional I couldn't even, just give me a moment, just give me a moment.
Ça que c'est pas elle, arrête. Tu m'entends? Tu m'entends? Retourne à ta place, on va se faire gauler.
Everybody was involved and was sure we were doing a great movie. And it's without pretentious, you know, it's just that I love this film and I'm really proud of it, and I think it's a really, and I mean the film has been a huge hit in France and all over the world right now, you know, in UK it's been the 7th best score of a French film in the history there, so I'm really proud of it. And the best memory I have is this, the energy that everybody brought on it.